Well, right before Week 17 of the 2020 NFL season, the Cowboys get some good news. That is, Kellen Moore will be returning. So what it means for the future of the franchise in a moment. But first, today's video is sponsored by betonline.ag. Betonline.ag, your online sportsbook experts. So Kellen Moore was rumored to be going to Boise State. Looked like an obvious decision for him to become the head coach at Boise State and take over a program that he's helped make famous, and certainly one of the most famous players ever play at Boise State. But instead, on Saturday evening, on the eve of Week 17 of the NFL season, we found out that the Cowboys and Kellen Moore have agreed to a 3-year contract extension. It was confirmed by the club. Terms of the agreement were not disclosed, but certainly has to be a hefty payday for Kellen Moore, whose contract was up after this season. Now, Kellen is now signed through 2023. McCarthy is signed through 2024. And while it certainly seemed obvious that Kellen would leave for the Boise job, it's fantastic news the Cowboys are going to be getting him back. And you'd have to think that in addition to a pretty hefty pay raise, Cowboys perhaps made some commitment to him long term for him to potentially take over as the head coach of this team one day. Kind of like Jason Garrett and Wade Phillips. Hopefully this one turns out a little bit better, though. The thing about Kellen Moore is, and certainly I know a lot of people have been critical of him, but the thing you have to like about Kellen Moore is his ability to adapt and adjust. He's constantly changing. You know, I remember talking to him last year, and he talked about how he'd be watching college football games, or, you know, he wouldn't even, it wasn't just even about, because we were asking him about his influences in football. You know, Scott Linehan and some of the people he's worked under, and you know, how those people have influenced him. And he was talking about how he's constantly being influenced just by watching football. And you know, he mentioned watching Oklahoma, and you could see it. He'd watch Lincoln Riley and an offensive play that Lincoln would call, and then on Sunday, a week later, you'd see the Cowboys running that exact same play. And that is ingenious. You want coaches around that do that are constantly scheming, you know, constantly looking at different ways to attack football, and what, you know, being influenced by the different styles and different coaches across the league, and across not being too hard-headed. Yeah, I mean, you think about Kellen Moore and how productive this offense has been of late, considering you're talking about Andy Dalton and Brandon Knight at left tackle and Terrence Steele at right tackle. The Cowboys are highly compromised, obviously, and yet they're still able to be successful on offense, scoring 40 points in 2 of their last 3 games. It's insane. I don't care who they're playing. For Andy Dalton and this Cowboys offense to put up 40 points, it's a testament to Kellen Moore. And if you look at Kellen Moore last week against the Eagles, really scheming to take advantage of a guy like Jaquette in the Eagles secondary, and just constantly, you know, finding him and taking advantage of him. These are the kinds of coaches, especially in offensive football, that you want. You want matchup-oriented guys that know how to expose and exploit certain matchups game to game and week to week, and then also ones that are constantly changing and finding different things and techniques to better themselves. So Kellen Moore now back for the next 3 years, and who knows the future holds for Kellen Moore in this franchise. But you know, before he became the offensive coordinator, there were a lot of coaches and a lot of smart people around football that spoke very highly of Kellen Moore. And it was okay to be pessimistic about Kellen as an offensive play caller, but I think in nearly 2 full years now, with 2 different head coaches, we've seen really a very, very smart offensive mind, and the Cowboys are going to greatly benefit from Kellen Moore being around at least for the next 3 years. If you like this video, check out some of my other ones, and make sure to hit the thumbs up. Also consider hitting subscribe and ring the bell. That way you're notified when I post a new video. Today's video brought to you by betonline.ag. Betonline.ag, your online sportsbook experts.